Good morning, St. Francis. Good morning, people of God. Today is Monday, the 5th day of February 2024, Monday of the 5th week of the year, the 5th week in ordinary time. There are 9 days until the season of Lent begins, or at least until Ash Wednesday. We'll talk about when the season of Lent begins later on, but at least until Ash Wednesday. 9 days until Ash Wednesday, coming up very quickly to us. Let's see, today is also the memorial of Saint Agatha. Again, one of the early Christian martyrs, probably in the 1st or the 2nd century, martyred for her faith. I think it was another situation in which she was being forced to marry somebody against her will. And as a Christian, as she decided on martyrdom as a witness to her faith and the importance of it, rather than complying with society and political culture and whatever it was. She is the patron saint because of the way in which she was martyred, the patron saint of all people who suffer with breast cancer. And so today, again, her memory is honored to be able to heal those who are suffering from such a disease. On this Monday of the 5th week of the year, we continue now with the Book of Kings, and with again Solomon's ascension to the throne of David. He has set himself up as king, and now he is asking for the Ark of the Covenant to be brought from the city of David into another temple, or into another tent, because he has not yet built a temple, but he will, being able to fashion again a fitting place again for the God who has placed him in power, who has placed him on the throne, to be able to reside. And so basically all this narration is the bringing of the ark into this new tent, and the glory of God filling it with smoke and everything else like that. And the people can't do any of it. It's rather comical in one way, because the people can't do any of the rituals because there's too much smoke in the tent, because God has taken up residence there. Again, it just demonstrates, in one way, again, it affirms Solomon's rule or position as ruler of Israel, but it also again shows that God's presence is with Solomon and with the people of Israel. Again, despite all of the issues of the civil war that kind of preceded, all of the extension of Solomon and what Solomon was supposed to, what Solomon became within that. The gospel for today is basically, once again, Jesus doing a bunch of healings, because that is what Jesus does. In Mark's gospel, he does all of these things that help to alleviate people of all of their things that stand in the way of them being able to live a life that they should live. And that's, again, the important thing to remember, is that what God is doing through Jesus is being able to help the human beings that Jesus touched, whose lives Jesus touched, that this is what they deserve, this is what they need, to be able to be released from these burdens and these pains and these anxieties that are stopping them from living life to its fullest, because that is why Christ has come. That is why, there is a Messiah. Again, not somebody to judge and somebody to say that you belong and you don't belong, but somebody who tells us basically that this is that living in pain and living in hurt and living in a way that is not allowing us to achieve what it is that we want in our life is not a way to live. It's not a way in which, again, we can ever find fulfillment. And Christ is the one who helps us do that. And people come to him, basically, by the droves. And he does not try to turn away anybody. Again, it is not clear whether or not he can reach everybody and he can cure every illness, every sickness. But again, as many touch the tassels of his cloak, or as many come near him, they are healed. And so there's a little bit of a back and forth here, because Jesus doesn't heal everybody, but those who are able to get near him are healed. So it's always the sense. It's always the sense in which, again, this is a God who wants to make our lives better, and this is something that we have to trust always. This is the first. It's always the first move of God, is to make our lives better, and recognizing that indeed helps us to have lives that are better. A blessed day, St. Francis and people of God. May the Lord give you his peace.